And welcome back, everybody, to a podcast in space and time. I'm Holden B. Huffman.
And I'm Kendal Coffee.
And today we are talking about Doctor Who Series 3, Episode 5, Evolution of the Daleks.
So, I thought we'd start out with a really fun game. And that game is called Trying to Remember What Happened in the Last Episode that we watched like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, we took a little bit of a break.
We took a little bit of a break because Kendal was working a lot last week. And I spent like half the episode just trying to remember what happened.
Oh, my gosh. Were you really?
Yeah.
You see, I've binged the show so many times, I remember what happened.
I think I've seen this episode like maybe 2 other times besides today.
Gotcha. Did the anime flashback at the beginning not do it for you?
I mean, it helped a little bit, but I was still like, okay, who is this person? Okay, that's that person. Are they still alive? Is this guy still alive?
Right.
It's fine.
Oh gosh, I didn't even know you were confused during that.
Yeah, it's fine. I caught up eventually.
Okay, good. My first no is just, again, a really good score by Murray Goldman.
Oh yeah,
very good score.
There was one scene in particular where they were all like, this doesn't really narrow it down in Doctor Who, but they were like running down corridors and like I think the pigmen were after them or something.
It was in the sewers right after they escaped the Daleks at the beginning.
There was like a really good like sort of chanting.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Solomon, rip.
Rest in peace, Solomon. Yeah.
Doc did try to warn you.
The Doctor did try to warn you. Also, the Doctor was like, basically willing to like let the Daleks kill him, which was an intense moment.
Mm-hmm. Very intense.
Doctor had some intense moments this episode.
Yes, he did.
Definitely like some different moments for the Doctor. Like I thought it was really interesting that he was kind of like going along with the human Dalek thing.
Well, it's not every day you see a Dalek that changes into a human.
Yeah, it was like, it wasn't where I would have expected the episode to go, but like it makes sense though, because like, he saw what had happened to Dalek Sec, and I wonder if like he was thinking about just the possibility of like if the Daleks become this hybrid, like maybe we could see a better Dalek society, a less destructive Dalek society,
right?
Although one thing that didn't quite add up for me with that was Dalek Sec, absorbed, what was his name?
Let's see.
Diagras? Mr. Diagras?
Yeah, Diagras.
Yeah, so like the whole idea with Dalek Sec was that like, he absorbed a human and thus became more human. But it didn't make sense that like the human he absorbed was somebody who obviously did not really have any value for life, and then like,
yeah, but you also have to remember he is also human as well. I mean, human qualities and emotions are just so bizarre and change at the drop of a pin. You don't really know.
Yeah, I just think it would have made more sense for that storyline if maybe the human he absorbed wasn't someone who like seemed to just like not care, I can understand that at all.
I get that. I understand that.
It was just a bit of an odd choice.
A line from Dalek Sec that I really liked if we don't change, now, we deserve extinction.
Yeah.
I just thought that was a really good line.
Yeah, it was very good. I thought the whole storyline of the Daleks in this episode was very interesting. How like they had basically, they had basically lived their entire existence just like destroying and making war with everyone they
everyone,
met.
literally everyone.
Yeah, like that was their entire existence was destruction and war and like taking from others, and they never really built something for themselves. And Dalek Sec, I think, saw that and saw that like the end point of that is going to be destruction. Like,
yeah, because I mean, what's going to happen when they're the only ones left? What will they do then?
Right. Yeah.
They'll just probably start destroying each other.
Right. That's like the cycle of violence. There was a line.
It's the cycle of life. Sorry.
There was a line later from Dalek Sec saying something along those lines. I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was basically like the idea of like, live by the sword, die by the sword. Like if we keep living in this destruction, then like destruction is going to be our end. And
right.
I thought that was very apt.
Yeah. A good line by Martha. He's not seeing me. He's just remembering.
Yeah. I wrote that one down too. I thought that was very good. I thought it was, we definitely this episode saw Martha as more of like a leader. When she was like, up in the top of the building with Andrew Garfield and Tallulah, and
Laszlo.
And Laszlo, yeah. Like they were, they had their own like side of the plan going, and like she figured that out and sort of took charge. I thought that was cool. And like
one man down, the fighting ain't even started yet.
Andrew Garfield's accent. It killed me.
Yeah, no, he's even made fun of his accent in that episode. One of his interviews for I don't remember which one, but it was one of the Spider-Man movies. It got brought up in an interview of him being in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, I played a character named Frank who lived in New York, who had a really stupid Tennessee accent for some reason. I don't know why. I don't remember why.
Oh, it was very good.
Gosh, I wrote down a lot of good lines.
Yeah, there were a lot. One I wrote down was towards the end when the Doctor is like facing off with the last Dalek Khan! And he said, you're facing the only man in the universe that might show you some compassion. I've just seen one genocide. I won't start another. And that's my really bad British / David Tennant impression. You're welcome.
That was bad.
Let me try it again.
Emergency temporal shift.
Hold on, let me give it one more try.
Okay.
Wow, you're facing down the only man in the That's not.
That was worse. Somehow worse. Wow. You're facing down the line. Wait. What was the line again?
Anyway.
No, I want to try it.
Okay, you're facing down the only man in the universe that might show you some compassion.
You're facing down the only human in the universe. You're facing down the only person in the whole universe that might show you a bit of compassion.
It's all right.
How was that?
It's all right.
Well, I am a voice actor.
Wasn't quite David Tennant, but
it's the closest I can get. Okay. It really helps if you talk through your teeth.
Yours is probably a lot better than mine.
Yeah. Another good line. You told us to imagine, so we imagined your irrelevance.
The Daleks are so savage.
Mm-hmm. It's like in, what was it, Doomsday last season. You are only superior in one respect. You are better at dying. Daleks can be very savage at times. Yeah. Would you like some tea?
I mean, they're like characterized by their lack of creativity, and yet they're pretty creative with their sick burns.
Right. I'm sorry to say it. The Doctor should have died during the gamma radiation strike.
Yeah, probably.
Because the fourth Doctor literally fell from a 20-foot fall and regenerated because of that.
I mean, he just like rolled really well on his dexterity saving throw. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, fourth Doctor didn't.
The fourth Doctor rolled a nat 1, and
and like he just like he was just climbing, and then all of a sudden he just loses his grip for some reason. Like it's not even really shown that well. It's literally because Tom Baker just decided last minute to quit or something, just because of the drama going on, of course. Yeah. And so they just came up with a cheap little way of him to leave the show.
How many doctors have like regenerated because of BBC drama? I feel like it's probably a lot.
Okay, let's do a quick countdown here.
Okay.
First Doctor, was that? It wasn't because of drama. As we saw in the biopic, it was just because of his age, and it wasn't drama. It was just it was time for a change, and he was getting too old.
Yeah.
Second Doctor, no, the show was about to get canceled. They weren't sure if it was going to continue, so they just kind of did away with him. Like the show didn't get picked back up for 2 years, maybe, and they didn't even show the regeneration process. Really, they showed him changing, but they didn't show who he changed into because they didn't even know who it was going to be.
Right.
Third Doctor, I think he just decided to leave. He was ready to leave. Fourth Doctor, yeah, definitely. Fifth Doctor, don't think so. Sixth Doctor, absolutely. I think it was the executive producer at the time, hated his Colin Baker's guts.
Mm-hmm.
And Colin Baker at the time was the shortest lived Doctor until Eccleston came along. And then there's Eccleston. 7, no, the show just got canceled. Eccleston, yes, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
That's Eccleston's been the last one though. Hopefully for now.
So 3 out of 12,
13-ish.
13-ish. 13 and a half.
Yeah, I don't know anymore.
It's not. I guess that's not horrible for a show that's been going for like almost 60 years.
Yeah. 57 years this year. Well, last year or one, I don't know. But yeah, the Doc should be dead from that.
It should be dead.
He should be regenerating right about now. I love the Tommy guns.
I loved the Tommy guns. They were so good. I also just thought it was like a nice irony and kind of like tied into the theme of the episode that the Daleks basically gave the hybrids the one weapon that could defeat them.
Right? Let's give them weapons that could destroy us.
I'm sure they will not turn on us.
We are superior. We do not fail, even though we are the only existing Daleks in the universe now. The scene, I really liked the confrontation between the Doctor and Dalek Khan. I know we briefly discussed that, but I just want to discuss that again real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Just the shots, like the long-distance shot of the lone Dalek, of the last of the Daleks and the last of the Time Lords.
Yeah. Just the way that scene was composed had a very kind of like old Western final shootout feeling to it.
Yeah, I think I actually saw some tumbleweed blow through.
Yeah. The doctor's duster just kind of blew in the wind a little bit. And you heard the doo wah, wah, wah.
That's all I've got for my non-spoilers.
Yeah, one other interesting thing I thought was the doctor telling Martha that she was going to have to fight. Which I don't think the doctor ever did with Rose, question mark.
Not that I can remember.
But it's just an interesting, like, different dynamic that he, like I think the doctor was very, very protective of Rose. And it's interesting to see how he, like, in a way sees, I don't know if it's him seeing Martha as more capable or if it's him just like not feeling as protective of her.
I don't think it's either of that. I think it's because it's the Daleks.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it was.
You always see the doctor get a little more fighty whitey with Daleks.
Yeah, and I think it could have just been that.
Because I do remember. Because I mean, you have Dalek in the first episode, the first season,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean that was before he really started. The doctor really started to change and everything, and like they were fighting it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get Doomsday in series 2. The doctor literally teams up with the Cyberman at one point to destroy a few Daleks.
Right.
So,
yeah, I think it's just the nature of the doctor and the Daleks that they like kind of push him to his extreme.
mm-hmm. You got to have yin and yang. You have your Sherlock Holmes and you have your Moriarty.
Yeah.
You have your Batman, you have your Joker,
Right. All right. Yeah, that's all I've got for non-spoilers.
Spoilers.
So let's get into the spoiler section.
Spoiler warning. I can't believe Khan!
Khan!
I'm probably going to have to edit that. That was probably way too loud.
We peaked a little bit, I think.
Yeah. Okay, I've got quite a few spoiler notes this time around.
I have 0, so.
Oh, well, this is getting into very later. This is getting to mainly Series 9.
Okay.
With the whole hybrid thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Series 9, Episode 11, Heaven Sent.
Mm-hmm.
At the very end, the doctor's arrived right back on Gallifrey. He's talking. No, there is no the hybrid isn't half Dalek. Nothing's half Dalek. The Daleks would never allow that. You sure about that?
12? I think you're maybe like having a little memory issue there, bud.
No, it's not until the next episode.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Bad joke. It's just like
hey,
I don't blame that on the doctor. I blame that on the writing and the conceit.
Hey, Stephen Moffat. There's a show maybe you might want to watch. It's called Doctor Who. I think you'd really like it, and it would help you a lot with the writing on the show you're working on now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that brings me into another point with another episode written by Moffat that contradicts this.
Mm-hmm.
Into the Dalek, the second episode of Series 8. Where there's a good Dalek, and the doctor is surprised, and he says, "Oh, there's not a good Dalek. There could never be a good Dalek." Doctor,
yeah,
where have you been?
I mean, at the same time, I think like maybe that also could just be 12 dismissing this as an anomaly. Like
That's fair, because it
kind
was a mutation, a natural
yeah, kind of like
Dalek.
the exception proved the rule kind of thing, Like he met a good Dalek like one time, but we're not going to really count that
Right.
because all the other Daleks he's met have been, horrible.
Right. That's fair. All right, one last note. Dalek Khan. God!
Khan.
Yeah, his next appearance will be series 4, The Stolen Earth.
Ooh.
Because his emergency temporal shift kind of knocked him back into the Time War.
Yeah. I like this temporal shift thing that they've just used for whenever they want to bring a Dalek back. They're like, oh yeah, they temporal shifted.
Well, they did do that in Doomsday. Like at the end, they did just go temporal shift, emergency temporal shift, and then vanished.
Yeah, it's like a very convenient way for them to just bring back the Daleks whenever.
This is really the last time they do that, though.
Yeah,
I don't see it anymore. We don't see it anymore in the future.
Well, except for next time.
No, we don't.
I'm talking about in series 4.
Oh, well, we just hear the reference of it.
Yeah.
And whatnot. But we don't actually see it happen. Yeah, no, he gets stuck in the Time War, which breaks a bit of the time lock, and so Davros's ship is able to get out.
We need some convenient way for the Daleks to return because we keep destroying them all for some reason.
It's true.
I know. Temporal shift shenanigans.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff.
Yeah. Wibbly wobbly Doctor Who stuff.
Yeah, no one will notice. No one. Just two guys on a podcast. And
just
millions
two guys
of
on a
others.
podcast nitpicking away at one of their favorite shows.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's it for today. Yeah, so join us next week as we discuss Series 3, Episode 6, The Lazarus Experiment.
Ah!